of a place that isn't a place. It's a liminal digital cabaret. Not too hard to find if you try, as long as you got decent Wi-Fi. Crash, bam, alakazam, each Tuesday night at 8 p.m. You'll see what I mean when you get on the scene. Find the coolest place inside the space you never been. You are lost and you want to be found. Come on down, come on down. If you're looking for that brand new sound, come on down, come on down. If you need someone to pick you up the ground, come on down, come on down. Don't care if you lose it, just gotta get through it. It's more than just music, it's the lounge. It's more than just music, it's the lounge. My love, my life, my lodestars. Welcome to the 5th episode of Season Kate of The Lounge Season Kate. I can tell you updated this document.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Because this says the 5th episode of Season Kate of The Lounge Season Kate.
No, specifically it says the 5th episode of season Skate. I think that's different from season Kate.
Okay,
It
but
is
no one
spelled-
calls it that but you. So why would you put
Because I'm the one that wrote it.
Anyway, I am your hostess with the mostest ghostess, award-winning polymath of stage and stream, Kate Nix. And this is my partner in crime, the venomous and vile shaper of textiles, the clip slicer. My husband, Ophidian the Cobra, who we call Frog because...
Hey, because I'm a pile of frogs in a human suit.
That would be correct. Come, all ye goblins, gremlins, girlies, ghouls, gargoyles, and gabies. You are formally invited to lubricate thine groove muscles and make some noise in the chat. Make some noise in the chat. We are also joined tonight by the celebratory algorithm for rhythmic observance leverage, aka Carol. And we're happy you're here, Carol. We have got a lot to talk to y'all about tonight. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of next week's live season finale and album release party, you cowpokes should saddle up your typing fingers and get ready to yee your haws, because it's time for a request rodeo. It's time for a request rodeo. It's time for a request rodeo. Type exclamation point list to request rodeo. It's time for request rodeo. Just a couple clicks, darling. It isn't that hard. Don't have to sign your name or give your credit card. Type exclamation point request in the song that stole your heart. Then wait until my signal to start. It's time for a request rodeo. It's time for a request rodeo. Type exclamation point list to request rodeo. Select from the offerings at the link below. Just a couple clicks, darling, it isn't that hard. Don't have to sign your name or give your credit card. Type exclamation point request in the song that stole your heart. And wait until my signal to start. It's time for a request rodeo. It's time for a request rodeo. am flesh and I am bone, rise up, ting ting like glitter and gold. I've got fire in my soul, rise up, ting ting like glitter. Hey, 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 like glitter and gold. Hey, 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 like glitter. Do you walk in the valley of kings? Do you walk in the shadow of men who sold their lives to a dream? Do you ponder the manner of things? In the dark, the dark, the dark, the dark, I am flesh and I am bone, rise up, ting ting like glitter and gold. Got fire in my soul, rise up, ting ting like glitter. Hey, 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 like glitter and gold. Hey, 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 like glitter. Do you walk in the meadow of spring? Do you talk to the animals? Do you hold their lives from a string? Do you ponder the manner of things? In the dark, the dark, the dark, the dark, I am flesh and I am bone, rise ting ting like glitter and gold. Got fire in my soul, rise up, ting ting like glitter. I am flesh and I am bone, rise ting ting like glitter and gold. Got fire in my soul, rise up, ting ting like glitter. Is everybody in the back room stripping out? Don't know what they're asking for. Everybody in the front room stripping out. Left the bottle at the door. Everybody in the back room spinning out. Don't know what they're asking for. Everybody in the front room stripping out. Left the bottle at the door. I am flesh and I am bone, rise ting ting like glitter and gold. Got fire in my soul, rise up, ting ting like glitter. I am flesh and I am bone, rise ting ting like glitter and gold. Got fire in my soul, rise up, ting ting like glitter. Hey, 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 like glitter and gold. Hey, 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 like glitter. Hey, 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 like glitter and gold. Hey, 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 like glitter.
Goodbye, Skellies.
All right. As many of you are already aware, we are exactly 1 week away. 1 week from the release of my new album, Not Like This, available for pre-order now on Bandcamp. And when you pre-order, you actually get to download 2 songs before anyone else. So if you pre-order on Bandcamp, that didn't activate. Are the sound alerts? Okay, good.
No, Not Like This doesn't have a.
Oh, okay. If you pre-order on Bandcamp, you can download 2 songs right now. I know, and those songs are Green Monster, and if you think the song's about you, it is. However, if you are waiting for the album to drop on Spotify and other streaming platforms, make sure you click that pre-save link wherever you can find it. I believe I have it on my Instagram. Holly's probably going to put it in the chat pretty soon.
Yeah, pre-save it.
Make sure you pre-save on Spotify because that tells their algorithms to tell about my music to other people. To tell about my music to other people. I am so good at the talking. My brain has been going for the album so hard that honestly having any conversation with me is basically impossible right now unless you're talking to me about whatever I'm thinking about already. Also, if you're in the Lancaster, PA area, please join us in person at Lancaster Improv Players in Lancaster City for the season finale album release party.
Wow. You know, speaking of those things that we have to do before the finale, have you talked to Dex yet?
No, not yet.
Kate, dog, the album. It's released next week.
I know. And I know I should be comfortable talking about my own music in my own home, but I'm not because this album is different and I don't want to talk about it.
What happened to trying to be more vulnerable?
Not that vulnerable, just like admitting that I poop.
Yeah. Well, if you're releasing yet another song where you cough on the track, we both know that's not what you meant.
I know. It's just that this record is so different. It's all just me. I mean, there are collaborations, but this is the first time I have attempted to fully produce, mix, and master my own music with the intention of getting it as close to radio quality as possible. It's scary to even admit that.
You've been recording yourself for almost 20 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, but not like this.
Moxie, I'd like you to think of a word from the dictionary.
All right.
Have you got it in your mind?
It's in my mind.
All right, think about it. Concentrate on it. Picture anything you
KX
can
is not there
that goes
anymore.
along with this.
I've got the perfect example.
Oh, Moxie, I see it. This is a good word for you. I see why you would have called it perfect. I got a picture first and then the word, of course. Moxie, would you please, for the first time, say out loud the word you chose out of the dictionary?
Round.
Round. That's Mind Reading with Moxie, folks. We'll be back next week with, of course, as always, Moxie Buttercup. We'll see you then.
Okay, bud. You got the camera.
You ready to
I
do
got
this?
the questions. We can do this.
We can do this.
You can't stop the truth from leaking!
Dex, what the hell?
Right now, go set up the camera. Kate, the album comes out next week. We're doing this interview tonight. No ifs, ands, or buts.
No buts.
Oh, okay. Can I at least play another song first?
Only one, and it better be quick.
Got it. Quick song. We can do that. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just minding my own business, not trying to catch your eye. Decided to come talk to me about what's on your mind. I'm a pretty open person, yeah, that normally be fine. On some shameful spiel about how I should live my life. Don't block the box. Don't block the box. Really, who are you to say who can and cannot lay? Oh, I don't really care if you think that I must slay. Do me a favor, don't block the box. So now that we covered that, it's all you need to know. It doesn't really matter if you stay or if you go. You don't get to tell me who I let into my bed. And you do not get to say a word. Now I should not dress. Don't block the box. Don't block the box. Really, who are you to say who can and cannot lay? Oh, I don't really care if you think that I must lie. Do me a favor, don't block the box. Don't block the box. Don't block the box. Really, who are you to say who can and cannot let? Oh, I don't really care if you think that I must lie. Do me a favor, don't block the box.
That better not have been subtext, madam.
Madam?
Missy felt too disrespectful, but I wanted you to know I wasn't using your name.
Besides, what would the box be in this scenario?
Your voice box. Duh. I'm no baloney brain.
You are remarkably sausage-shaped, though.
This isn't about me.
Yeah, it's not about him. I'll just, send us to the juice in the meantime.
Perhaps you may be interested in an ultimate game of chance. It's Bet Your Life.
Game. And on August 31st, mystery bags.
1 day only.
What's inside?
The other day I'm visiting with my girlfriend Jan, and she turns to me and she says, I miss the days when we could squeeze independent music straight from the artist. I turn to her and I say, I understand completely. But Jan, I've got the next best thing. Bandcamp. She looks up at me and she says Bandcamp, and I turn back to her and I say Bandcamp. Fair trade, free range, organic, artisanal MP3s straight from the artist. Well, Jan was so shocked she simply couldn't handle it. She fainted, and when she finally came to, she looks up and says, there's gotta be a catch. I look down at her and I say, Jan, there is no catch. Artists get 85% of the profit, and they can set their own prices. Well, Jan, she skedaddled right on over to katenix.bandcamp.com and got her favorite artist Kate Nix's discography.
For less than $12.
That's just one of the many reasons that you should be like Jan and choose Bandcamp.
Dex! Where are you? Shani said you never showed up for your shift at the cafe. What's this doing here? I thought all the decorations were put up already. Well, that's suspicious. Wait a minute. Dex? What are you wearing? Hold on, I can't understand you.
From the luchador who created the most illegal move in the history of professional wrestling.
He's using hypnosis!
The cat who plays piano for food. And the lady in that juggalo meme from Pinterest.
So, what do you think?
Isn't that kind of like pandering?
Have you got any better ideas?
It's The Lounge, season Kate finale, October 31st. See it live in person or streaming at katenix.tv.
Alright, could you state your association to the artist, please?
I am the artist?
You could sound a little surer about it.
I am the artist!
I mean, not that sure.
I am the artist.
Great. First question. What's it like being the inaugural artist on the brand new record label, Total Recording Awesome Studio House?
Well, it's been really great to... Sorry, I know I'm supposed to repeat the question back. You told me about that before. Being the inaugural artist on Total Recording Awesome Studio House has been a really intense but important experience. Having someone oversee me, I probably needed it a little bit more than I thought I did. I struggle with sticking to deadlines and keeping myself on track, and having a team like Trash really helped out with the keeping the momentum going as the recording process went through. But I will say that I never expected Trash Goblin to be so good at business. Like, when she said she was going to be starting a record label, I kind of expected it to just be nonsense. And when she was coming in and checking on me and like making a system to do the marketing and the branding, I was so surprised and delighted, honestly. It's been really fun working with her, but sometimes a little scary in a good way.
While it's maybe Trash's first release, it's your ninth. How is this piece similar or different from the others in your extensive back catalog?
Well, this album is very different from my previous releases. There are, I think, elements of each... Sorry. There are elements of my previous releases in Not Like This, but specifically this album, I think, is a combination of them rather than like any album specifically. I think I did the best job at making a cohesive package out of my influences than I think I did better than I ever have done before. I mean, I think I've done better than I ever have done before, just in general. I think the vocal performances are better. I think the instrumental performances are better. But I feel like my influences are reflected more in each song versus like you can tell I'm influenced by a whole genre and then the album is that genre. Like Sage and Silver Bullets, that's like the Cowboy Witch record. And Idiot Child is like very like bedroom folk album. This album has elements of that, but it is its own sound. It is, I think, probably most like that 2000s music where they were like, and there's a DJ and there's a guitarist and also there's bongo drums because it's the 2000s and the millennium is crazy. But I think I did the best job of being able to bring all my influences together and tie them into one package. And I think that the single Green Monster and Considering Current Circumstances are both the best kind of examples of that. Oh, and Marching Song. I think they're all the best examples. I mean, not just of my collaborations, but also they are the best examples of me having my own unique sound that is not necessarily copying off of anybody else in the way that I kind of have in the past.
Could you elaborate more on your unique sound? What is that sound?
Oh, Brian Earl, you are also asking questions. Okay, I expected this, and it is normal. Sorry, buddy, you don't talk that often. I was not... Thanks for helping out.
That is my job.
It is your job. No, you're right. You're right, man. I should have expected it. What is my unique sound? That's a great question, Brian Earl. I would say that my sound on this record is mystical and quirky and funky and no, I think that's as many adjectives as I have. As many as they'll allow me in the general scheme of things. But I think, yeah. What did I say? Mystical? Quirky? Magical? No, that's mystical.
What are you, the mystical knights of Tirnanog?
I am, yes. Funky, thank you. I've been calling it funky folk rock for groovy goblins, and I feel like that pretty much covers all things. Funky folk rock for groovy goblins. Like, if you're down to clown, I will make the funky jams for you. So yeah, that's how it's different, I'd say.
You mentioned how this album sounds a lot different from your last studio record, Sage and Silver Bullets. What were some of the influences for Not Like This? What did you listen to for inspiration in the studio?
I've been listening to, well, the general rule of my life is that I am always listening to Afrobeat, space age pop music from the 60s, any kind of like ultra lounge style of music. If you saw it in like a 70s or 60s cop or detective drama or like action movie, that is 100% my jam. I listen to the Budos Band a lot. If you've never heard of them, they're awesome. And also Soul Jazz Orchestra. Those are like the two bands who are in regular rotation in my day-to-day life that are constantly inspiring me with how they approach melody and interweaving instruments. Oh, and I never remember if the band is space and the album is spiders, or the band is spiders and the album is space, because I got it in the LimeWire era and I don't know which of those things are which. But the song Female of the Species, it was used in the Austin Powers movies. That song is endlessly inspiring, and Grooves in the Heart by D-Light, obviously. Spiders by Space. Thank you, Tommy Toast Nose. I listened to that song for inspiration. Oh, and Thriller by Michael Jackson for Green Monster, obviously. Is that good?
Before you pay for your sins,
You'll watch this.
I want to make maps of identities. Compass in one hand, arrow in the other. Yours, mine, anybody's. Let me trace where they overlap, what seasons they shine in, who gets to enjoy them, which eye they shine brightest in. All the hair colors, the flags you can wrap yourself in, the accents and inflections, the bright, shining armors, the programming and logic behind each face in your mind. And lest you should worry, I will not bid you choose. I would not darken a part of you with the label of false. You can be anyone, you can be everyone. I want to make maps that double as stories, and the only territories that will remain uncharted are the ones inside of our minds.
Well, ma'am, this is an interactive show that you are recording. So, if there are any questions from the chat that would like to be hurled at Kate, please direct them into the chat now. This question comes from Sweetie McTaffy. What is the hardest part of making this album specifically?
Having to hear myself. Sorry, I will say it in the form of a sentence. The hardest part of making my record is having to navigate how much of what I want is fixing mistakes that are not there and how much of what I want is actually necessary. A lot of times when I am recording myself and when I'm mixing and mastering, editing, all those things, I want to fix my personality. Like, I'm trying to fix me and not things that are in the track. So, like, it's hard not to turn my vocals down really low because I can hear all the mistakes in my voice. But I know that the vocals need to be at a certain point in the mix, so it is not my job to make myself like my performance. It is my job to showcase the performance in its best form possible. And it's been difficult because it's hard sometimes to realize what is an error and what is just me.
This next question comes from Aya. What kind of story are you telling with this album? Either on purpose or unintentionally.
Well, the story that I'm telling with this album is really the story of my later career as an artist, which is I am not 19 anymore. Like, I have been posting my songs on the internet for almost 20 years. This is no longer my debut. And when you're not debuting anymore, it doesn't feel as exciting. It's not like, oh, it's this first time that this thing is happening. No, we're on record number 9. We are on record number 9. I have been around the block. And this record is about what it's like being a perpetually up and coming creative, of like constantly having your success viewed as a stepping stone to something greater instead of what it is, which is like an accomplishment. Like, no, I haven't had a baby, but I have made 9 records, actually more than that. Those are just the ones that we counted. So yeah, I think that's the story that's being told, is like what it's like to be an artist who is not popular but who is still making work after a long time.
This one comes
You don't
from
have to explain yourself, Brian Earl.
Shandy. What have you enjoyed most about the process?
I think my favorite part about this record is how much you all have been involved. Like, it has made everything so much easier to do because when I was done with a song, I got to send it to my audience, and they were excited about it in the same way that I was, or in a different way than I was. And I just feel really like it was really motivating to have people in my corner on the journey with me, as well as like helping me make decisions, because after all this time, it's hard to know what to choose. It's hard to know what the audience will want and what will resonate with people. And obviously, like, it's part of my job as an artist to decide what you want. Like, you do not come here for me to ask you what to do. You come here to have your input appreciated in the larger scheme of the creative thing, but you're not here because I do everything that you want me to do. You're here because you like the journey that I've taken you on so far, which I appreciate that you've been here for it. But it has made it so much easier to like it, like to love the process and to enjoy it. It's also been, I'm going to cry and I'm sorry. Maybe I should wait to answer this or say this until Dex asks me my questions, because I'm going to be all messy in the rest of the documentary. But
the internet loves messy, ma'am.
Internet loves mess. I hate that. But having my husband work on this with me has been really nice. We worked on a lot of his career together. Like, we have worked on the Ophidian the Cobra brand together for a decade plus. And a lot of our lives were about creating an environment that made it so he could fulfill his dream. And to have that spotlight now turned on me, and to have his intention not be jealous, like there's no... It's just different. I want my life to be like this forever. Zabet. Thanks. I'm just going to call you Mr. Zabet because that's the naming convention. I don't know the gender of your partner. Everyone's partner is Mr. Whoever until otherwise.
I feel like it's all up on your nuts now.
In the cool of the evening when everything is getting kinda groovy, you call me up and ask me would I like to go and see a movie. First I say no, I've got some plans for tonight, and then I stop and say alright. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little girl like you. You always keep me guessing, I never seem to know what you were thinking. If a girl looks at you, for sure your little eye will be a-winking. I get confused, I never know where I stand, and then you smile and hold my hand. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little girl like you. Spooky, spooky little girl like you. If you decide someday to stop this little game that you were playing, I'm gonna tell you all the things my heart has been dying to be saying. Just like a ghost, you've been a heart in my dreams, but now I know you're not what you seem. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little girl like you.
Are you, selling the book or the doll?
The book, of course, a priceless possession. It belonged once to my father, a very important man.
How much do you want for it?
How much are you willing to give?
Best I can give you $66.60. Also a salt lamp. Carm, where'd that salt lamp go?
Moxie! Are you in here? I've got some things related to the case I think you might be interested in.
Huriondo! You've reached Moxie's Willy. I'm currently unable to receive guests as I am away at my Mothkin Roxy's house for a much-deserved vacation. If you need to reach me, you can DM me on Twitter, GoblinVox, or Instagram at It's Me Moxie B, and I'll be happy to respond at my earliest convenience.
Moxie's on vacation? When did that happen?
This is the fourth time you've heard this message.
Will be 3 falls and 1 survivor in this eliminator match, fans. Ophidian goes over the top, underneath the leapfrog, and right through. Look at the control. Oh, he caught it.
I prefer to know what to make of that, but he is up and down.
I have something to show you. It may be shocking. I don't want to be an artist. I don't want to feel the pain.
We're really lucky about my skin growing in.
Yeah, it was turning away a lot of customers.
I velveteen rabbited myself into being goblin royalty through the power of bisexual psychedelic folk rock, just like David Bowie.
It's kind of cool when you think about it.
I gave a pigeon a gun.
Moxie Buttercup is here to tell us about the latest album from Trash, coming out on October 31st by Kate Nix.
But as long as we are fighting, then it means that we are dead. So on we march to the battle drum, the dark of night till the morning comes. On we march to the battle drum until the war is won.
I haven't been to the new location yet.
I'm ready to keep going if you are.
Oh, yeah. No, sure. I can answer some more questions now.
This album has a lot of firsts for you. For example, This is your first time using featured collaborators. What was your process like, reaching out to Unwoman, S.J. Tucker, and Schaefer the Dark Lord? How did involving them change how you approached each song?
Oh, that's a good question. Yes, this is my first time working with collaborators in like a serious way. Obviously, Sage and Silver Bullets was a collaboration between myself and Bright Kelly, who produced it, as well as the other musicians who he and I hired to perform on the record. That was kind of different kind of collaboration, whereas this sort of collaboration is just like me as a producer collaborating with artists specifically. And it was definitely nerve-wracking. I will be honest, especially because I was approaching artists with much bigger followings than I have, and even though they probably consider me their friend or their peer, I see them as better than me. So it was nerve-wracking to contact them and be like, hey, do you want to be on my weird thing that I'm doing? Because I can only promise you as good as what I've done so far, so I hope that's good enough. And pretty much everyone who was involved was like, yes, I'd love to. 3 out of the 4 artists I asked agreed to be on it, and it was awesome. I was very much validated about my process, talking to other musicians about their processes. I mean, we had to in order to be able to get like the information needed from each other to make the song work. The first tracks that came in were Schaefer's, and that was just like that song was not complete until he was on it. Like, Considering Current Circumstances was just not done, and then he came in and he put that rap on there, and it changed the song completely. Like, it went from being an okay like rock song to being nu metal. Ophidian and I keep saying we're bringing nu metal back with the rap and the rap and the rack, the rap and the rock. I was very happy to make a nu metal song with Schaefer the Dark Lord. Yeah, it was wild. Reaching out to everybody. SJ and I have been trying to collaborate on something for a long time. Like, it's been maybe over a year of us texting each other, like, we should do a song together. Let's write a song together. Let's do a thing together. I've been messaging her about marching songs since the summer because I wanted this song to come out in the summer, but then she got sick, and then her child got sick, and it was this whole, and then she was on tour, and then it didn't work. But when TG demanded that the song be on the album, I was like, well, perfect time to force SJ Tucker to get this done. And what she added, the drums and the counter melody, I mean, it goes from sounding like me just doing my best to rally the troops to like actually you can hear us, we're both leaders leading our goblins into battle. And it was just really cathartic to work with everyone and talk about our process and send rough mixes and have people say like, this sounds good, and to feel I just get so nervous about what I'm doing not sounding, looking, whatever, professional enough, because on the internet you don't just compete with other people at your level, you're also competing with like Hulu, because we all exist on the same internet, on the same device on your phone. It's not like television. Well, television is internet now too, so it's anyway. Being when you're comparing yourself to the top of the industry, it's easy to feel like you're not doing well. But when you go to your peers and you're like, is this good enough for us? And they're like, this is absolutely good enough for us. It's a lot easier to feel like you're on the same page or on the same level, I guess.
Ma'am, could you please talk about Green Monster and Unwoman?
That was, I mean, my audience was already listening to Green Monster. I'd already released it. Like, it was on Bandcamp over the summer. I took it down. because it's not the same anymore. It's a totally different song now, I feel. Not totally different, but like I think it's a better song. Green Monster, before this album, just had a kazoo solo for a chorus. And I brought it with me to get critiqued by industry people at an event. And I got ripped to shreds for the production on it. And it definitely humbled me. There were a couple people who got it, but I got a lot of harsh critiques from men, let's be real. And I felt like I didn't know anything about anything, and that the song, I had ruined it or something. It was complicated. And I met Unwoman in 2011, and I have been like foaming at the mouth, jealous of her career from the sidelines for the past decade plus, because I'm a jealous little petty wretch that is that kind of person. I need to write entire songs about how horrible I feel when I'm jealous of someone, because that's who I am. Oh no.
Put it in your armpit.
I put it on here, but how far back do I need to go?
I only noticed in that
last little
last
bit
question that you were hitting your
I'll start from the Unwoman stuff.
Yeah.
So
you don't have to go, just a couple of sentences is fine.
Okay. I met Unwoman in 2011 at a steampunk event, and I have been foaming at the mouth, jealous in the corner, in my dark corner, because that's who I am as a person. And I am the kind of person who has to write entire songs about how they feel so jealous of other people and so envious that to get her on to have someone who could have been the subject of the song, she's not who I wrote it about, but to have someone who could have been the subject of the song collaborate on it was really, I mean, I really wanted it to happen. And when she agreed, I was obviously honored. And the kazoo solo was still there when she sent me her tracks. So I got these cello tracks back, and I understood where they fell, but they changed the feeling of the song. They gave it a gravity, like a weight that I hadn't expected. I think it's because like she's very serious and sexy, and it's impossible for her to not be serious and sexy, so she made my song serious and sexy. But then I wrote the chorus inspired by her tracks, because it changed the vibe of the song so much. Like it needed to change. It became a better song because of her additions to it. So yeah, that was what the journey of Green Monster, of like how it's kind of full circle to go from being jealous of someone to collaborating with them on a song about how you're basically jealous of them. It's just so dope. It's so fucking cool. She made it sound so cool. And I mean, obviously I did the production on it, but her additions just really took it to another level. Everyone did. Everyone who I collaborated with took the songs and made them so much better. It made me excited to collaborate with other artists in the future. Yeah.
It seems like input from others was a theme of the album. Why was it important to you to involve your viewers in this process?
Well, I mean, Dex, I've been doing this for a long time. I mean, it's been 20 years of me, almost 20 years of me selling my songs or in one way or another, selling my songs on the internet and in real life. I mean, damn, I got myself slipping. I try really hard not to say real life when I'm talking about in person, because URL equals IRL. Caught myself slipping. We all can be better. I've been selling my songs online and in person for the better part of 2 decades. And it's easy to feel beleaguered when you see someone you haven't seen in a long time and they're telling about what you're doing, and they say, keep going, you're going to get somewhere. And you're like, this is the somewhere. Like, I got here and that's exciting. And a lot of times when you're small, independent act, there's this sort of like, yeah, maybe you'll make it big. Maybe you'll get famous. You need to get famous. Or you need to, people are kind with their intention when they say things like that, but I have had to work really hard to learn not to attack that with animosity. Like, when people say that stuff to me, I get viscerally angry, like Kill Bill style. And I have to, because I'm not gonna make it big. Like, it's not, and that's not bad. Like, I am comfortable. I'm beyond happy with where I'm at. And where I'm at is because of the people who watch my show. Like, I get to live the life that I live because of my regular viewers. And I want them to feel reflected by the work that occurs in this space that would not exist if they weren't a part of it. Like, the ultimate display of uncertainty theory. Like, the reason why we can gather here is because enough people gathered here to deem this space important. And because of its importance, I was able to use it to make something bigger than all of us. Like, this album is the biggest project I've ever done, hands down. We have made so much content about it. We have recorded so many things. I hired a photographer. It's the biggest thing I've ever done. I've ever made. And it's taken a while to get a thick skin in regards to compliments, which sounds strange, but my viewers get it because they've been with me, and to have them to talk to and reflect with and share with has made this feel so much more real. It's so much more tangible because they're here celebrating with me. Just feels different, Dex. One of the coolest things about involving my community and having them be a part of this record is that they were able to genuinely sorry, I'm getting Miley Cyrus in my throat. One of the coolest things about this process has been blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, Dex. I'm taking it seriously. Having my audience help me choose what to wear on my album cover, and then help me choose my album cover, and then be a part of my music video via Twitch. Like, I want them to feel as much a part of it as I do, because it is much theirs as it is mine. And I used to hear like people say that and think like, well, how can it ever really be that way? Like, you make the thing, like, is it ever really for anyone but you? Like, even though it is like about the audience, it's always also like, if you weren't the one making it. Yeah, I felt it, and then I was like, no. I heard people say that, and I didn't ever really understand it, because I've always felt like it's just me. But this one isn't just me. It's us. And my life has been that way for some time now, but I can only hope this album feels as much like a gift to them as it does to me.
One final question. What's it like being the subject of the first ever documentary from the legendary Bruzins that brought you Pigeon with Gun and Bird with Laser, MacGuffin Media? We can go.
Welcome back. I'm getting live updates from the skeleton in your body, and he wants out. He's trying to pursue a career, damn it.
Let him out.
This morning, my skeleton told me it wanted to pursue a career in dance.
Previously, on Laser Mission.
You're fond of birds.
Yes. Yes, I have an affinity for them. And lasers.
Look, everyone, Moxie's here!
Kubi-yando, goblins and grimmies!
You've been hanging out with TG too much. All right, everybody. Cowpokes, saddle up your keyboards. Get your typing fingers ready to quick draw, 'cause it's time for another request rodeo. It's time for a request rodeo. Time for a request rodeo. Exclamation point list to request rodeo. Select from the offerings at the link below. Just a couple clicks, darling, it isn't that hard. Don't have to sign your name or give your credit card. Type exclamation point request in the song that stole your heart. And wait until my signal to start. It's time for a request rodeo. Time for a request rodeo. Type exclamation point list to request rodeo. Select from the offerings at the link below.
You done goofed, son. Done goofed.
It's the time of the season when the love runs high. In this town, give it to me easy and let me try with leisured hands. Take it to the sun, to promised lands. Show you everyone it's the time of the season for loving. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he taken any time to show you what you need to live? Tell it to me slowly, tell you why. Really wanna know it's the time of the season for loving. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he taken any time
way, I saw the latest cut of the music video for Underrated. Looking good, Frog.
Aw, thanks, Moxie.
I did want to check in with you, Kate, about the in-person season finale on October 31st at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Lancaster Improv Players in Lancaster City.
Speaking of which, how are your preparations coming along, Mox?
I'm almost done, but I wanted to talk to you about the whole prophecy thing.
Well, we fulfilled it, right? The album's coming out 6 weeks after my 33rd birthday. We should be all in the clear, prophecy-wise.
Right. That should be everything.
Why do I get a feeling it's not everything?
I don't know what the terms of your original contract were, or who they were with. It's possible whomever it is may try to contact you.
And that's bad?
Well, we don't know if it's good. It may not even happen.
Well, I guess we'll just see what happens then. Thanks for the heads up.
We've got a lot going on right now, and I didn't want you to get blindsided by a call from a demon god or something in the second act next week. I mean, it should go through my voicemail service first, either way.
And now it's time to announce today's Ducky Lottery winner. Just one moment. I know. That's right. There it is. Let's see what lucky duck it is today. What color is it gonna be? Green! Congratulations, Green Duck, on your new lottery win. You're basically a frog now. Bye-bye!
Dead man can't whistle at you walking down the road. Dead man can't try to get some tail. Dead man can't slap the ass of a girl that he don't know. Dead man can't prey upon the frail. Dead man can't tell me that I'm prettier when I smile. He can't call me honey on the phone. Dead man can't beg for me to stay a little while, and God knows a dead man can't follow me home. Yes, God knows a dead man can't follow me home. Dead man can't say he's kidding when he's clearly not. A dead man can't try to save his skin. Dead man can't say sorry only when he's been caught. Dead men tell no tales. A dead man cannot sin. A dead man can't tell me he's just trying to be nice. He can't yell that I'll end up alone. A dead man can't tell me what I could change to be his type. And God knows a dead man can't follow me home. Yes, God knows a dead man can't follow me home. A dead man can't call me names when I don't have the time to. Try to be polite when I say no. A dead man can't wait until she's too drunk to decline. And God knows a dead man can't follow me home. Yes, God knows a dead man can't follow me home. Yeah, I haven't really thought about it, but that party is gonna be something.
I mean, I knew we weren't the only magical record label, but I guess I didn't expect there to be enough others to make me nervous. Certainly not enough to make a whole industry.
How many of her associates are coming to this thing?
I don't know. She just told me that they were important to impress and to dress like I know what I'm doing.
She didn't say anything to me.
I wasn't supposed to either, actually. She didn't want to spook you.
Spook me? TG thinks a few magical record executives are gonna spook me? I am the Goblin Princess, after all.
Kate, you cried while writing this dialogue.
Oh my god, why would you say that? Please like, and subscribe. We can't guarantee it's worth it. You don't know if you don't try before we say goodbye. There is one more little thing to help us out if you don't mind. To show us you really care, give this video a share. I know we are sad to watch you go. We'll see you in the comments down below.
I like singing with you, Kate.
I like singing with you too, Moxie.